welcome back everyone to another live stream. So today we're going to be continuing with Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. So last time we saw the murder, or our second murder, which was, I believe, Chihiro, the programmer. So they're dead now, and we're trying to investigate who is the culprit behind it. Now, I made a prediction last time as to who it is and the reason why they murdered, right? So let me just go ahead and rerun my theory once again before we continue. So my theory was that the murderer of Chihiro was Toko. And why do I believe that? It's because of the clues that we found, right? So the thing is that Monokuma, right, gave everyone cards that revealed like a dark secret, right? And they said, and Monokuma basically said that if this murder doesn't take place within 24 hours, he'll reveal everyone's secret, right? And I believe the reason that the murder happened is because Toko's card reveals that she is Genocide Jack, because the murder, based on the evidence found, suggests that the murderer is Genocide Jack, right? The way that Genocide Jack lays out his murders, the way that he hangs the victims up in a way and writes, I forgot what the word was, but he writes a certain word in the back. And I believe that Toko's card reveals that she is Genocide Jack. She doesn't want anyone to know, so she killed off Chihiro. Now, what other evidence is there? There's also the fact that this suggests that I believe Genocide Jack has like a split personality. There was a scene, I believe, in the investigation where Toko kind of slumped over or maybe fainted, and then she kind of had like this weird personality switch. So we have clues pointing to a split personality, Toko experiencing split personality, and also the fact that she's kind of just strange in her own way, right? So I feel that it is Toko, and her card says that she is Genocide Jack. She doesn't want anyone to know, so that's why she murdered Chihiro, and everything else kind of points to her in a way. So that's my theory going into this, but we won't know unless we kind of play. So let's go ahead and go through that. Before I continue though, I'm gonna go ahead and I don't want to make the music too loud, so I'm gonna lower the sound effects down to here. Voice volume will keep, I think we'll keep voice volume maybe right here. I do want to hear the voice volume. And no movement, Bob. Let's see, before I continue also, I want to cut off the extra music in the background. There we go. So let's go ahead and load into the second class trial. Okay, here we go. We're going to the class trial. With everything that we know, I think we have a good chance of getting this right. So, is everyone ready to what? Am I blind or are we missing something?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here. Huh? And Toko is... You don't remember?
Come on!
I'm just kidding. How could I forget that? He's a crucial part of the class trial.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie. I'll go ahead and drag her out here, kicking and screaming. This one, please. Just like that, just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you were terrible. Terrible. You're terrible. So now everyone's here, right? Okay then. Also into the elevator, and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. Also, there was another theory as well. So, okay, before that, let me lower the volume on OBS here. One of my other theories was the fact that, like, okay, why was Chihiro going to the gym, and the fact that Sakura, right, had, like, she said she had, like, a sort of stain inside the gym. Now that stain was actually found in the other gym, and I believe it, and the whole theory is that I believe Chihiro is actually a guy and not a girl. Why? Because one, the stain is found is what's presumed to be like the boys' gym, and they were also carrying like a blue jacket, right, inside of the bag, and they were, and in the story, it was said that Chihiro wanted to kind of hide the bag, right, and I believe maybe it's because they didn't want the others to find out that they were a guy, right, and of course the color blue, not always, but most of the time, is kind of associated with a male, right? So I believe Chihiro is actually a boy, not a girl, and that's the reason why she was being so cautious with the bag. What does that have to do with the trial? We'll find out soon enough. And that murderer is one of us. Someone's standing right here. Okay. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
Yes. I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked towards the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions. Couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clanking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation, until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Very
Good, good. You're raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all. Okay then, let's get this show on the road. Everyone,
kills!
please find your assigned seats. Now, luckily, the class trials are fully voiced, so I don't have to read everything. But yeah, welcome to the stream, T-Man. T-Man, I don't know if you remember the theory that I came up with on the last episode, but maybe there's a chance I'm right about this. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class trial. Okay, let's go ahead and save. And let's go ahead and open the e-handbook, kind of look at the truth bullets we have here, right? We have Monokuma file number 2, Sakura's account, right? Okay. Let me kind of go over, yeah, see this thing right here, right? The carpet in the boys' locker room was found with a blackish stain on it. And from what we know, Sakura basically talked about some stain. I don't know where I can find that, but I have a feeling that Chihiro is not a girl. That's one of my theories, and that is Toko. And we'll see that once we get into the trial here. That's skills. This costs 2 SP. Increases the influence gauge by 2. Okay, I can go up to 14. Yeah, let's go ahead and set the skills, because it's the only skill that I have. Yeah. Alright, let's do this. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. I believe it was the dumbbell. Locker room dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file.
Space key to concentrate. I believe it was control to fast forward, yeah. There's a blunt.
What kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Okay. Weapon had to be at the scene of the crime. There was something with a blood stain on it. Yeah, the dumbbell. So I believe it's the iron pipe.
Appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, that's wrong.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell.
Yep, that's right.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
I agree. I agree with Byakuya here.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Okay, but that doesn't point us towards a person, just a figure. Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In which case, you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright. Genocide Jack case file.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so...
Right there.
Speaking of genocide,
I think there's no proof for it. There is
I don't
proof.
know who that is!
There is proof for it. There's plenty of proof.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong. I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic. And it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic of every genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know, if I'm not mistaken, has to do with the positioning of the body. Emergent place. How the victim was positioned.
I got it!
Yeah. Because he typically
In every
hangs.
genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way.
Exactly.
Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
Exactly.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Oh my goodness. He spoke right there. Byakuya, I agree with you. I said it was Toko, and he proves my point. He proves my point exactly.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
But she has a split personality, which is part of, like, Genocide Jack's whole shtick.
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Because of split personality. Multiple people, right? Yes, she has a split personality. This is what I was saying. Hangman's Gambit. S-H-A-I. R. What is this word? What? Oh, schizo. Wait. No. Is it? It's not C? It's not Z? Yeah, it's schizo. Schizo, okay? I had to shoot the letters multiple times. It's schizo.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
That's what I've been saying.
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable.
Exactly.
Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Byakuya is proving my point. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Her behavior changed.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
Exactly. That dead body? Hey, are you dead? She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and back, a top lining and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Seems so. I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in.
It was to prevent Genocide Jack from getting out.
It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
Exactly.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation.
Okay, I didn't know about this.
She told me a most interesting story.
Okay, this is where I have to kind of draw a line, right? Because he could be, look, so far, Byakuya is making the same exact points I was making before. But this conversation was not something that I personally saw, so I have to kind of draw the line here and judge whether or not the story that he's telling is real or not.
She said, a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story.
Okay.
I didn't ask you to.
So she's digging herself a
This
grave right now.
is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
I'm sorry, I couldn't keep my promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean.
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second... Oh.
Hello there! Is it me you were
Hi,
hoping
Jill.
to see? Yes! What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
She's so intense.
So, I mean, that's case closed, right? I mean, we know the evidence is stacked against her.
Like
And
they say,
and she now does this.
sound and murderous body.
This one is so different from the one.
Unless it's just to throw us all off. Which that could be the case too, but right now it just seems like she's proving her point.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
Just kidding again.
Okay.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
I don't think tongues do that. I don't think so either.
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack.
Byakuya is proving my point. He's proving my point. I said all this. I said all this in my prediction last episode.
If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself.
Me and Byakuya have the same exact point.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion. Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this. Status the dead body.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Wait a minute. Okay, I have to just focus on remembering Chihiro's body. I must have the answer. That should prove what he said isn't quite right.
Sorry, but...
Oh, can I not look at the evidence anymore?
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
If you get rid of the on the white noise on all the parts, you get points. Oh, okay.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, that's wrong.
For seconds, yeah, it's been a while. Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Chef Boyardee, come on. Okay, but she is right about this, right? Because if we read the red text, right? The victim suffered multiple stab wounds across his body, believed to have been inflicted with the same scissors that were later used to attach the victim to the wall. So it seems like all the victims so far have to do with the scissors and, you know, stabbing them and then pinning them to a wall, right? But if we think about Chihiro, she wasn't stabbed at all. She was tied up with a rope. There were no stab wounds. The only wound that she was inflicted with was the one from the dumbbell. So she is right. Genocide Jill is right.
This is no creation of mine!
Let me rephrase that. in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
One clear difference between the murders. In the photos from the other Genocide Jack cases, look at the neck and stomach. You'll see a clear difference. The victim's fatal injury.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini...
Let me make a prediction here, right? So far, the people that she's murdered, right? Or the person that Genocide Jack or Genocide Joe has murdered has been men, right? Are they now going to make an argument that she only murders men, but because Chihiro is presumed to be a girl, that this disqualifies the whole Genocide Jack case? Or the whole Genocide Jack argument? Is that what they're going to say?
Then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
So the second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the other Genocide Jack case, all the victims were stabbed through their hand. See a clear difference. What was used to suspend her?
I got it!
Because remember, it was rope.
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrist.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
And the scissors.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
There's actually three.
Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
That she only murders men?
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case.
Men.
There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Because they're men. Because Chihiro's a girl.
I got it! Is it because...
Look, I said this! I said this, man! I said this! Look, I said this! I made the prediction like 2 minutes ago. I said this.
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They're all men. Ken Harada. 32. Tetsuhiro Honda, 17. Shoji Gaku, 23. Kano Issei, 14. Takeshi Yoshida, 30. I'm not going to read the rest of those names. There's no end to it.
They were all guys?
Exactly. See, right there. I said that. I said that.
I kill with such passion and
I said that. I said that. I said that. Look, I said that. That was my prediction. All right, that was my prediction.
I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong?
Clairvoyance, man. I got clairvoyance.
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
What if Chihiro was not a girl, right? That was my other prediction, right?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Are there?
Da-da-da-da!
Oh.
She's fully equipped.
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. Wasn't Byakuya someone who was in a position to do that?
Here's my answer.
Yeah.
Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Wait, that makes so much sense. Think about it, right? Only the police would know about the positioning of the body. But he has direct access to police files. And if he's the only one who would know that, then he's the only other person who could have done something related to... Because remember, Byakuya said that he has been like studying Genocide Jack. He knows so much about Genocide Jack. And if he knows that much, then is it so far-fetched to think that he could replicate it? Because he knows like all like... Is it so far-fetched to say that he's the killer because he knows so much and he's trying to replicate a Genocide Jack killing in order to frame Toko? Okay, that changes a lot of things.
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
Exactly.
Oh, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
When you did not attend the cafeteria with us, because there was one time where he was just in the library and disappeared for an unknown amount of time.
Looking back and thinking about it, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
In the locker rooms, they're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious. It seems nobody searched the locker room. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
Okay, he makes a good point there.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There's a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Yeah, let's hear about it. Next, we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case though, I say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright, so we're gonna have to use past evidence to debunk, you know, what this entire thing.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
Alright.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Okay. Hearing Byakuya's comment about Chihiro being a girl, I realize there's a clear contradiction here. But it doesn't make sense how he could have known before we even find that found it. Okay, I need to make that contradiction clear.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room.
It might be this one to use
there
on the
was no
first
time
one.
for pointless
What's so strange? I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we
dang
found the body.
Come on, Makoto, don't scare me like that. Makes me think something weird's going on.
Shoot!
Okay, that's my bad.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
But he was acting... If you're presented with the opportunity, that's a natural...
The victim
was Chihiro.
Got it.
No, that's wrong!
It was the other way around.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
It's with Byakuya's attitude. It's like he doesn't even care. I got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with it.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The differences between this case and the other Genocide Jack murdered. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there? What could it be? The library desk lamp? He moved that lamp,
What?
did he not?
The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away.
Yeah, it's the lamp. It's the lamp. I know it's the lamp.
Okay, I got it. I figured it out. It's the lamp. You're right. You are so right.
You want me to explain when I want to kill, and I use those same scissors to arrange.
But Chihiro, it was some kind of.
That's right!
Then there must be.
Hey, Byakuya, I'd never
Seen that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, because it's not just a rope.
Actually,
I'm
pretty sure
that's a rope, or well, it's not a rope, but it's more like a wire from the library desk lamp.
Because you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
Right.
An extension cord? Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder.
That's right.
And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this. I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message.
Yeah.
I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
Yeah.
Is that about right?
That sounds about right. He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned, as if he's not even involved. Wait, not even
What's
involved.
wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
All of that bothers me. Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was found in the girls' locker room. Does that mean, can I really accept what Byakuya said as the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off about what he said. The scene of the crime.
I got it!
Yeah, because it's not in the girls, it's in the boys' locker room.
Locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that.
But Sakura said she was working out and dropped something, and that happened, and that stain happened to be in the other locker room.
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Because remember, there was something else too. The poster had a bloodstain.
Along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now, maybe Byakuya's never realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Okay, gotcha. Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boys' and girls' locker room. I believe it was the poster.
I got it!
Yep.
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
Motivation?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
You can make an argument otherwise, but sure, let's go along with this theory.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms.
The stain.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Right, Sakura?
Yes, we're finally getting into this part.
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't
Yes.
Protein coffee?
There's a stain in one of the locker rooms. The other locker room that Chihiro's body was not in.
locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet, but I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
But it's not scrubbed away. It was moved to the other locker room. Right here.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime?
Because they knew that Chihiro was not a girl.
Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
Because Chihiro is a guy.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room.
Because Chihiro is a guy.
She had no way to get into the boys' locker
Yes, she
room to
did.
begin
She's a
with.
guy.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Did Chihiro really got into the boys' locker room somehow? Yes. Because Chihiro is a guy. That's my argument.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she'd get to the boys' locker room. But when we found Leon's handbook, yeah, Leon's handbook was broken.
Really possible? Could Chihiro really?
She must have hacked. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have.
No, I don't. She used the thing. Huh? I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the right click. Oops.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really?
She must have hacked. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have.
No, I don't. She used the thing. Huh? I'm talking about Leon's handbook.
Got it.
No, that's wrong. No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers like I said.
No.
She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts glaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
No. That it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker and Byakuya was the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more
Are we
exciting?
gonna go prove that Chihiro is a guy?
Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Okay, well, okay, so we're not gonna go all in one go.
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Alright, so before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead, and where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Okay, I don't... Alright, Kyoko. I don't know if you're trying to imply what I think you're trying to imply, but...
Examine her
Okay.
carefully? Like using our hands?
No, wait!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay.
I'm glad this part is voice acted too.
I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Put your hands together in a brief prayer. Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
I knew it. I said that. That was my prediction from this beginning. That's what I said.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
What? You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
See? Alright, look. My initial prediction of Toko being the killer was wrong based on the evidence we have now. But look, I clearly said Chihiro was a guy. And I said it was because of the way that he, now that we know for sure, right, that he was acting. Because he was trying to essentially cover up a bag with a blue jacket, right? Trying to make sure that no one sees. Like,
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
I know this, man. I predicted it.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
okay, I know Monokuma would know that.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
All right, back to the trial we go.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
I think that Chihiro was actually a guy. That had never even crossed my
And
mind.
because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
There you go.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course
He's sweating.
said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Now then, who really did it though? Can we really say now the thing is, I don't think we can really say it's Toko, and I don't really think we can say it's Byakuya either. There's a strong, now there's a strong evidence being pushed against Byakuya, but we'll have to see.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting.
Okay, from here on out, I have no predictions as to who it is. Originally, I was saying Toko, and then the evidence shifted to Byakuya, but now I don't know.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Probably.
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
Yeah,
so
that makes
that's
sense.
your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit.
Ooh, okay. So now who could it be?
I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
I need more evidence.
Seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Hiro, you're gonna get us all killed.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore
The only
every
person I
possibility.
really trust to make a solid decision here is Kyoko.
Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Hiro, you just said. Okay.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. Who was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means I was able to gain access to the real murder scene. Well, I wouldn't say the killer's Genocide Jack. Because Genocide Jack, I mean, can't be right.
Shoot!
Oh, right, yeah. My bad. I think, yeah. There's a guy.
I got it!
There you go. Because it did take place in the guy's locker room. Sorry, I blanked there for a second. His handbook is apparently broken. The killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's not... Wait, that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Okay. Let me think about this. Based on the evidence we have, Celeste's account, okay.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer! And only the killer! And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man! Game over!
No.
No! Not game over!
No. No, there is someone who saw Chihiro. That was Celeste back in the, I think like the warehouse area? That's the other... Okay.
Isn't there a single clue?
Well, did nobody get... I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim.
Yeah.
It's over. You want to know who saw the killer? And only...
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime.
Warehouse, yeah.
I
there
saw
you go.
Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw
See,
him
blue jacket,
stuffing
blue
a
jacket.
track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
Yeah, we did.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Okay. Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much, enough so that he was willing to risk his secret.
Yeah, you're right.
What a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
Okay. Hear me out here. I forgot his name already, but I remember Chihiro said that he wanted to get stronger. And there's one person that he went to that I guess maybe agreed to help?
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
I think I do know now. I think it's Mondo, right?
Seriously?
Who is it?
Yeah.
Who's the killer?
Because I remember, didn't Mondo want to help Chihiro get stronger? Could it have been Mondo?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow it's really hard to believe. Okay. Okay, let me explore this, because
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. 'Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
right, what he said just now is really odd. How does he know something like that?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. 'Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out?
It's either Mondo or Hiro.
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Okay, I know I have to
all,
use
we know where
I have to
Chihiro
use
was
some evidence against
On
another
his way
evidence.
to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he
Oh
choose
no,
the
I'm kind of stuck here.
suit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
I don't know. This one is tough. I
You
don't
heard him,
know.
right? What he just said without even
I don't know
realizing
what
it?
connects to what. Kyoko, I don't know. What you said just now is really odd. How did you know something like that? Okay. The fact that Makoto is saying, how does he know something like that? My tracksuit is black. Wait a minute. Yeah, hold on. Okay. Let me think about it this way, right? Hiro said that his tracksuit is white and he got it from the warehouse. But Mondo said that his tracksuit is black. And that's it. He didn't say where he got it from. He just said, my tracksuit is black. That sounds a bit sus to me.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
It's not quite right. Okay, Mondo.
Shoot!
Oh, man, this is so tough. I think it's Mondo, but I need to know how to attack this.
He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit?
No way. Not a chance.
First of all, he was on his
Can I
way.
use this against him?
Why did he choose?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one.
So, what the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
Shoot!
Man, this is
First
tough.
of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked. It matched the one the culprit.
So, what
Okay, this part I don't know how to connect.
blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us get any closer?
No way. Not a chance.
Let me go through this one more
First
time.
of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, Why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
I don't want to take a hint, T-Man. I feel like that would make it too obvious. I want to figure out how this connects
Closer to
on
figuring
my
out
own.
who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
Dude,
You heard him, right? What he
I've
just
been
said
like
without
making
even realizing it?
I've been making like some insane claims throughout this, but this right here is the thing that's causing me to like stumble a bit because I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's Mondo though. I think it's Mondo, but I don't know how to connect it.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
I don't even have a tracksuit.
I don't think it's
Cause exercising
exercise. How does that
sucks.
make any sense?
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
First of all, he was on his way to go so next we have to ask,
Why did he choose?
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
I don't even have a tracksuit.
How does this
Cause
connect?
exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really?
I'm running out of
help
time.
us
I have 3
get any
minutes, by the way.
Not a chance.
you heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it? First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
So next, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
Oh my goodness. No.
Shoot!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So...
Okay. I think I know how this connects. Not how it connects, but in the sense that like what I'm thinking, right, is this. How would Mondo know what color his tracksuit is unless he went to go exercise as well? But I think I threw exercise at his tracksuit. Maybe I have to throw the black tracksuit at the exercise.
The killer was wearing this...
My tracksuit is black!
I don't even have it. Cause exercising... I have a white tracksuit.
Because the reasoning, yeah, that's basically what my reasoning is. How would he know what color his tracksuit is unless he also went to go exercise?
Did any of that really help us get?
No way. Not a chance.
First of all, we know he was on his way to go exercise.
Oh my goodness, dude. Does that have to do anything with what I said, or do you just not know what you're doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't.
Shoot!
I don't. What? I don't know what the contradiction here is. I'm out of time.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
So next bit, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one.
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
My tracksuit is black.
I don't know what this is, man. I got 1 minute.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose this?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! He picked that. It matched the one.
So, the killer was wearing the... My tracksuit is...
I don't need, because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without...
What if I throw the white tracksuit at? Dude, I know I'm gonna run out of time. I messed up right here.
So, the killer was wearing this... My tracksuit.
I don't, because exercising.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
First of all, we know...
I don't know. I really don't know. Ah, man. Why did they vote me? Hey, wait, why are you guys voting me? What did I do?
Is this really...
Yeah, I want to go to another.
Refuse to give up yet.
Wait, what did I do? Why did they vote me? Bro, okay. That part right there makes no sense for them to vote for me. If anything, it made more sense for them to vote Byakuya.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was.
He was on his way. So next bit, why did he choose?
What do you mean, this...
I got it! It matched the one.
So, the killer was wearing the same... My tracksuit is...
I don't, because exercising.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
First of all, he was on his way. So next bit, why did he choose?
What do you mean, this...
I got it! It matched the one.
So, the killer was wearing the same...
My tracksuit is black.
Is it Hero, man? Is it Hero?
First of all, we know where he was on his way to go exercise.
So next bit, why did he choose?
What do you mean, this...
I got it! It matched the one.
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him. My tracksuit.
I don't, because exercising.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
You're saying I have absolutely no idea. Oh man, okay.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose this?
What do you mean, this...
I got it! It matched the one that...
So, the killer was...
Wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
I know what I'm doing.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose this?
What do you mean, this...
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as... My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a track, because exercising.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
Shoot!
I don't know. I really don't know.
First of all,
I'm
we
stuck
know
on
where
this.
Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
Okay, yeah.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even...
What if that's it? What if that's it? Okay, the way he framed that. Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, right? Think about it like, okay, let me kind of get you into my head real quick, right? He said the same tracksuit, the same blue tracksuit as him, My tracksuit is black. The way he said that sounded more defensive. Like he's trying to say, oh, yeah, I don't wear a blue tracksuit. I wear a black tracksuit. But the way he said it sounded way more defensive. So maybe that's it.
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
First of all, he was on his way, so next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean the...
I got it! It matched the one.
So,
The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as
Oh
him.
my goodness, man. I don't know what this... I don't know.
Shoot!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that...
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
What if I throw this at
So
the...
next week, why did
This is hard to watch. Yeah, I know, T-Man. I'm trying my best to figure this
The
out.
killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit.
That's not it either. What is it then?
Shoot!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to
What does
ask,
exercise have to do with anything?
why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Okay. Let me try something new here, right? Why would he pick the blue tracksuit? Because blue is associated with, like, well, I mean, we know that at least the way that the locker rooms are arranged or how things are arranged, blue is associated with the boys and pink is associated with the girls, right? But then that kind of throws Mondo and Hiro kind of off because, like, if they're talking about a black tracksuit and a white tracksuit, then that doesn't make any sense.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose?
What do you mean this?
I got it! It matched the one.
So,
The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Can't, dude, I can't. They're gonna keep voting me. Yeah, I'll give her another shot.
To give up yet.
What is it? I can't piece it together. Okay, can we kind of go through a run through?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to...
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Well, I don't know what Kyoko was trying to tell me. What he just said without realizing it. Yeah, what he just said now is really odd. How does he know something like that? It's either Mondo or Hiro at this point. I just need to connect the dots.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
I don't even have a tracksuit.
Alright. T-Man, I might need that hand. I don't know how to connect
I have a white tracksuit personally.
I genuinely do not know how to connect
warehouse,
this
if you must know.
It doesn't make any
Did any of
sense to
that
me.
really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
See, you don't absorb any statements here. Okay. So it's all on Celeste's
First of
account.
all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
It's either this one or Hero's track.
Because exercising sucks!
I think I already used Celeste's account.
Personally.
I think I used it on. Maybe, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I used Celeste's account on
First of all, we
Mondo
know where
yet.
Chihiro was headed.
But let me use on Hero first.
Why did he
But I think
choose-
it's more likely to be Mondo.
It matched the one that... So, the killer was wearing the...
My tracksuit is black.
Shoot!
Was it the blue tracksuit?
First of all, we know he was on his way, so next, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the
Killer was wearing the same blue.
No, that's wrong.
Oh man.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
No, wait, no, that makes so much sense. Oh, I get it. I get it. That makes so much sense, right? Because let me kind of phrase it. How would Mondo know that? Right? Because the last person that we as a class said the last person that we agreed who saw Chihiro was Celeste. And Celeste noted that she saw him stuff a tracksuit into his bag, but didn't mention the color of the tracksuit. So how would Mondo know that it was a blue tracksuit in the first place? That's the reasoning. That's the part I couldn't understand.
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I saw him stuffing a tracksuit into a duffel bag. And then I assumed he headed off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color.
There you go. That's the reasoning I couldn't get in my head.
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
Whoa, Kiyotaka, don't try to defend this
No,
guy.
that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro?
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Because I hate him. It's either these two. The way he talked, the way he was acting. Because the thing is, like, he was basically trying to help Chihiro get stronger, right? Maybe it was the way he talked.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happen to refer to him as dude.
Oh.
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You notice such a
I didn't even pick up on that.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false
Okay,
accusation!
Kiyotaka's just standing up for
It's
him.
true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leave.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Hifumi, what do you have to offer?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here
Just show
calmly,
it, man. Just show it.
might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
It's not on the ground, right? Then it must belong to... Either Mondo or Chihiro's on, but I feel like Chihiro would keep his in his bag. Maybe it is Mondo's. Belongs to Mondo, doesn't it? But I have mine. Yeah, whose is it? Better calm down and think about this. Okay. Yeah, it was Chihiro's.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. I missed out on that one.
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How do the handbooks break? Let's see. By hitting its weak point, by exploiting a bug, by hacking it. No, not. By exploiting a bug, probably. Okay.
Shoot!
Hacking it or by hitting its weakness? Is there a weak point?
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that?
Okay, this part I don't remember either.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbook?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
The sauna.
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Okay, let's get back to the trial.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
The only reason why Mondo would know is because he was in the sauna with Kiyotaka.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? I'd be the one who wore all their clothes into the sauna. It was Kiyotaka. Could have been Kiyotaka, or it could be Mondo as well. But we'll go Kiyotaka on this one.
Shoot!
Okay, then it's Mondo. Because in that argument, there's only two people it could have been. Because Kiyotaka was inside the sauna, and Mondo was also. But no, you're right. But no, I remember now.
Mondo.
I remember now. In the little picture that they showed, like the little scene that they showed with Kiyotaka and Mondo, Kiyotaka had, I think he went shirtless and had a bath towel, but Mondo went in there with like full clothing, full uniform. That's what I remember.
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember?
Yep.
And for
yeah,
the
this
contest,
scene right here.
Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Okay. Make your argument. Broken e-handbook, card reader, Chihiro e-handbook.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Kiyotaka is going way too far with this. I'm sure Mondo's handbook broke during the sauna showdown, but if I can just prove that, then it would show that the handbook Mondo has must actually be.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
Got it.
No, that's wrong!
Okay, because it makes sense.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually worked. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more
He
interesting.
made an intentional loophole.
As such,
Okay.
I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rule.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch! What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning. That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Okay, is this the comic book? Yeah, the comic book. I love this one. I love doing the comic book. Okay. So yeah, so tracksuit in, Celeste discovers, and then let's see. this one would most likely have... Okay, I think this one goes here. Because she would be eyeing the bag, right? And the bag would be in view, so it would be like this. We would see Chihiro do this, like go into the boys, and then scan the badge in. Okay. Then, yep, in there, Mondo says hi. Oh, okay. Then grabs the dumbbell. Okay, and then lifts the dumbbell. And then turns around. And boom. Okay, something happened here. Probably the fact that the poster probably got splashed on here. Then, yep, dumbbell dropped. Chihiro dies. He rolls up. Okay, and then we have Byakuya in here. Byakuya would probably have the cables. Ties up the corpse. And then puts the writing there. And then he throws yeah, it would land like this. And then he would probably be... I'm assuming this is the doorknob to the sauna. So he would throw it like that, yeah. Okay. So what's left? Figuring out what happened here. Okay, well, we see the dumbbell already on the ground here. I don't think it would... Because here the dumbbell is falling. But the dumbbell wouldn't be on the ground before that, because it's falling here. Which means that he was probably cleaning up. But what doesn't make sense is this sequence of events here, right? Because... Let me see what else there is. Okay, this one doesn't really make much sense. The poster is still there. The poster is still there. Yeah. Yeah, the poster never left. The poster was always there. He never took down the poster. It was always there. Maybe this instead, right? Yeah, yeah, maybe he did this instead, because this is where the sauna would be, right? So he walked all the way over there and threw it in there. Okay, so that leaves a few things then. The doorknob. trying to figure out how this works. I think I'm right about the beginning part though. Yeah, because basically this starts here. Celeste discovers the bag. Chihiro runs off, goes into the boys area, taps the card in, finds Mondo there. Chihiro sets down the bag, and then Mondo lifts up the dumbbell, then proceeds to just, yeah, do that. And then, yeah, some part of it will splash onto the poster. Some part of the balloon will splash onto the poster. Dumbbell drops. Chihiro's dead. And then Mondo proceeds to okay, maybe he discovered no. This is him putting the poster in the other room. He would probably take down the poster as well. Okay, he would probably take down the post. Well, no, the poster. How would I do this? And the doorknob here, maybe. I think that's it? Because this doesn't make sense. The poster was switched later on. At least I think so. Unless this is the one, right? But I don't know what room this is, because by the way that they're drawing this right here, I can't tell if he's rolling this up or if he's rolling it out, right? But let's assume that he's, well, actually, let's assume this first. This, no, he's rolling this up. He's rolling this up because in this part here, he's accessing the girls' locker room. Yeah, so instead of, he would be rolling this up, and therefore he would also be taking down the poster. Because he wouldn't be putting the poster before heading into the room, right?
Here's exactly what happened. First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
Okay, that's correct.
That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
I didn't lay out my reasoning right. Okay. So something's not right there. It must be this one.
The killer is you!
Yeah, because it goes from blue
Bag in hand,
to blue. Because you see how the trim of the top trim of the card is blue?
She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Oh, okay. That's not right. Okay, so I messed up somewhere. Okay, I think... Could it be? Could it be this? No, but it can't because she's dead here. How does that make any sense? No, I don't think that makes any sense. I think it has to be here. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out. So this is not right, and this is not right. This is not right either. That's not right either. Okay, it's one of the ones that I put here. This one must be here. Oh, I see. This must be here. And then we throw this one in here.
The killer is
there you go.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
There we go. Got it.
Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
Nice, got that right.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him.
Yep.
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
Got it.
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
Nice, got that right.
Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Yep. Okay, so everything else is going pretty well.
Corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Yep. Okay, so this doorknob is not correct. But there's no reason to put this in twice. So, okay, he probably put the poster up first then. Yeah, he probably put the poster up and then set her down. Because there's nothing else, like this dumbbell had already happened. And
here's exactly what happened. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
Right.
That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Right, yep.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood. He left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
Yep.
And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
There we go.
Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence?
Kid, Taka, we've been throwing evidence this entire time.
You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Evidence that Mondo's that already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now, once I do that, everything will become clear. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about fever time and yeah. During the bullet time battle, if you press the space key, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can press right mouse button, left mouse button, or RMB, LMB, RMB, LMB, however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of it. Now, of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got access to special time, right? So we also prepared something called, that time. If the opponent activates during their bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate fever time at this point, okay, so basically use fever time when they're using their time. Moment of truth.
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! You're corrupt! I refuse to vote! I refute you! False!
Okay, I messed up the thing there. My bad. Okay, let me try that again. So when they started introducing fever time, that's when it starts to... Man, okay. Let me try this again.
I refuse to give up yet.
Yeah, I can figure this out. I got this. Okay, here we go.
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! You're corrupt! I refuse to vote! I refute you! False! You're corrupt! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! I refuse to vote!
Final strike.
Show me some evidence!
This should prove it!
Phew. Okay, we got through that.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Well, then the truth comes out. Alright, got an A. Let's go. Yeah, there's one section in particular where oh, two texts in particular where it became a C. I wonder what that section is, you know? I wonder which section I got a C on it.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up.
I liked Mondo as a character though. He was funny.
Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that!
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting! No holding on! Time for the moment we've all been waiting for! Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Less customers to skip over. I guess so. Oh man, that was okay. The beginning was great. I was rolling through the beginning, and then as soon as we talked about the tracksuit, it started crumbling from there.
What?
Oh no. This time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was Mondo Owada. In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. Okay, well, I want to hear it. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. No matter how tightly he wrapped himself in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
Once the killing had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dressed like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. Okay, so I misread this part. I originally thought that Toko was going to be the one that didn't want others to see, but it was actually Chihiro. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
that's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought in the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body, but sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help, but he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were, so Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration, and he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. It was not to cover up what he'd
Certainly.
done. That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep a secret? Because he moved it to the boys or the girls' locker room to kind of keep the secret that Chihiro was actually a guy, but he wanted to keep the secret, so he moved it to the girls' locker room in order to make everyone think that Chihiro was a girl. That's essentially what I think what they're trying to say. Welcome to the stream, Yin Yang. Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So, he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook, see? Then, Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trust each other, right? So why? Why did you... Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant...
You're wrong!
That's impossible.
Don't make me repeat
How many
myself.
times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can, and that's all there is to it. Oh, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know. You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. The only reason he had a chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang, and before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, #1 in the gang, and his #2, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy, but when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, yeah? Daya created this game with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the game look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why
I
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I
don't
gotta
fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes, I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his main brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. During the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... Crazy Diamond! Lying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. Sorry. Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Like, hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Because it's the team, you and me put together. It's a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from anyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother, he could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so let's see, so we got Zubin got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to leave the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then, the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the aberrant secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why I... After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness, and I just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously?
I'm sorry.
I'm like, I certainly lied to you, but why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden? Because, I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength that I never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong?
No!
See, I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak, something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why'd you have to tell me that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just
No.
wanted to.
I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
Strong. I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a
I'm
bitch!
stronger than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was lying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand. I was just staring at him, down on the ground. Hey.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory, for that he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. You see hope anywhere in there, because I sure don't. Go ahead. Say that again, I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Is what I want to say, but unfortunately I can't do that right now because it's time for punishing. Because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now,
That's what I promised you, right? The blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous!
Hold on.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Awada, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Said where? I said wait.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Oh man, it's sad to lose Mondo because I thought he was a cool character, but well, here we go, I guess. All right, what's his punishment? Like, the punishments are brutal, but I'm kind of interested in seeing how they unfold, because Monokuma is pretty creative with how he with how he comes up with these. Cage of Death. Oh, it's just gonna keep going faster and faster? Okay. Okay. So he just kept going until okay. Is he vaporized? Oh, dude, that's messed up. Yeah, he vaporized him into butter. Oh, laugh at that, and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be. My brother. Another murder, another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. You know, it's kind of funny. I mean, I don't know, man. He got turned into butter, dude. Because I was trying to figure out, like, okay, is he like trying to speed up the motorcycle? Because the motorcycle generated the cage, and then vapor. Because I thought he was vaporized at first, and then I see the Mondo butter, and I knew immediately. Wow. And then he put the butter on the pancakes, and that's messed up. Sokka's sad screams invaded our skulls. We were each forced to realize once again, but he, of course, he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game? Byakuya?
What is this?
You're completely insane. You know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response. Except
However,
that I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be
I don't
done.
particularly care. Please, continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse.
What?
You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if it had been the end... But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack and Coco, you decided to use them. This case is probably my favorite one. Okay, and I'm looking forward to it. I think we'll just end it after this, like this whole sequence, and we'll start fresh. We'll start the next case fresh in the next episode. So after hearing about Genocide Jack and Coco, you decided to use that to create a fake murder scene. But dang, man. If we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously, I would have revealed the truth before that it reached that point, of course. Yaki turned and looked at me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing onto me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone it never did, I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I have to watch out for. What?
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're satisfied listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask, Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm next?
You
like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? You like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I'm not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope into despair. What do you mean?
Huh?
Mean? Mean?
What the heck? Damn it!
Good grief. I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little... Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh,
I'm a noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
I never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you. You understand? Wow, dude, this guy is making a threat. Byakuya is not kidding around. He's threatening Monokuma.
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Tagami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled
Ooh,
up.
so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you. I swear, whatever it takes. Temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Monokuma's laughter pealed across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on a case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew it wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in heck had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying...
What's this?
This is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot.
Is this the mastermind?
Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring?
Hold on a second. What does that mean? That girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring?
Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There
Is this foreshadowing?
stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right?
Oh. So someone here is a mole. Someone is not who they say they are.
Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to
As
ask.
long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
Woo-hoo.
The 16th?
My. You really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friend.
So, someone's working for Monokuma. A 16th high. That sounds interesting. So yeah, now we're down to 10 with 5 out. All right, Crazy Diamond. I got Crazy Diamond. Oh, I got the stand. Let's save. Okay. I think that should be it for today. Went through the class trial. So, my theory was completely torn apart. I was right about a few things, though. Now, okay. My original theory, I accused Toko, which was basically a ploy set up by Byakuya. So, yeah, I had my whole reasoning for split personality, yada, 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 all of that. So I fell right into Byakuya's trap, essentially. However, I was right about Chihiro being a guy. That was one thing that I did predict. I was right about that one. But my initial guess was essentially Byakuya's setup. Now, I had no idea that it could have been Mondo. I had no ounce of suspicion towards Mondo. The fact that Kyoko picked up on the idea that he started using dude instead of like chick, right? I never paid attention to that, and maybe this gives me the idea that I should be paying closer attention to the text, to the dialogue, right? But I'm not sure. This was definitely an interesting case, right? The Leon case was pretty straightforward, right? Because it's basically Leon did this, here's the evidence, and here's why he's the culprit. But this case was more convoluted than it really needed to be, because had Byakuya not manipulated the cutscene, or not the cutscene, the crime scene, then we would have known much sooner that it was Mondo. Or at least Byakuya knew right away that it was Mondo, right? However, the way that Byakuya decided to manipulate everything, make things a bit more interesting, which I thought, I personally think that it was interesting in the way that he set it up, right? So, yeah, I mean, I think this case is, right now, the case of Chihiro, this is my favorite one by far. But that's just because I haven't played the other cases yet, right? But this one was way more fun than Leon's case, I will say. So, there you go. So we have 5 gone because Sayaka died to Leon. Leon was punished. Chihiro died to Mondo. Mondo was punished. And then of course, Junko, right? Because don't forget about Junko. Junko was killed by Monokuma because she broke one of the rules, right? However, I have another theory. What if Junko's not really dead? Right? Because I feel like the way that Junko died, the way that she was just pierced by Monokuma, feels too easy, right? It feels like she did that and died way too easily for that, right? Something suspicious about the way that Junko died is the way that I'm looking at it. Because, right, like Sayaka died because of like everyone died because of a reason, right? Because of like Sayaka attacked Leon first, but Leon defended himself and he had to take out Sayaka, right? Chihiro died because he essentially pushed Mondo to his breaking point, and Mondo had to take him out and then get rid of the evidence, right? But Junko didn't really have a reason. Junko was just really angry, and she attacked Monokuma and just died for that. That doesn't feel like a significant reason. That feels like if anything, that feels like a boring death, right? So I have a feeling that Junko is not dead. And maybe, right? We saw in the cutscene that someone was working for Monokuma. Maybe this is a bit of a stretch, but what if Junko scripted her death, right? And then is secretly working for Monokuma. Maybe that's the twist, right? Maybe Junko will come back. Because, well, it wouldn't really solve the case of the 16th student because Junko is considered one of the original 15. But I'm curious about who the 16th classmate is. But all in all, my overarching theory is that Chihiro's confirmed dead, right? Mondo's confirmed dead, Leon's confirmed dead, and Sayaka's confirmed dead. But Junko might still be alive because her death felt more scripted. That's just my theory that I'm pulling out there. There's not really anything, like, I have really no evidence to say that, to really prove that Junko's still alive. I'm just saying that her death felt way too easy compared to everyone else. You know? So, that's my theory. But anyways, that is going to be the end of today's stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed the Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc stream. Tomorrow we're going to be streaming The Walking Dead Season 2 Episode 3. I know Josh has been trying to keep up with the Walking Dead series and he missed out on the last one. But if you're still here, Josh, we're doing The Walking Dead tomorrow. Probably around the same time, or maybe even a little bit earlier. But make sure to tune in for that if you have time, Josh. And anyone else who is interested in The Walking Dead as well. Next week, we're going to continue with Resident Evil 4 Remake. And then also finishing up 007 First Light. So we're going to finish up that game because we're only about an hour or two away from finishing. So if you're interested in either Resident Evil 4 Remake or 007, make sure to tune in for those next week. And then after that, we're going to introduce a brand new game. So yeah. Anyways, thank you so much to everyone who tuned in today. T-Man, Yin and Yang, Josh. I believe that's everyone, right? Yeah. But yeah. Thank you so much, T-Man, for the help on the case. I know I probably would have gone through. I probably would have just been scanning endlessly with that bullet, because in the end, like looking back on it in hindsight, yeah, the reasoning makes sense, right? It's like, how would Mondo have known that Chihiro took a blue tracksuit? It makes sense now. At the time, though, it didn't make any sense on how to connect it. And it's probably because of the way the game likes to throw red herrings, basically likes to throw you false clues, and I basically kind of fell for those false clues. It sucks you can't look at your truth bullets mid-game. That's the thing, yeah. I feel like, yeah, the fact that you have to memorize what your truth bullets are, and it's also the fact that I'm coming into this, with a week's, having been, I think 2 weeks away from the game, right? Because basically we did all of the investigating, and then I ended the stream and came back 2 weeks later and then went straight into the class trial. So there are some details that are not super fresh. So I think what we'll try to do is we'll try and get the class trial in within like the second half of a live stream. So let's say, like, for example, usually these live streams go on for about like 3 hours. So I feel like the best thing to do is to probably like spend an hour and a half kind of building up everything, and then the second half of the stream do the class trial. That way like the details are all fresh in my mind rather than having to like memorize what happened 2 weeks before. Because even then, like, I still had a good grasp of the case, but there were details that I definitely missed out on because of those 2 weeks. And maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say whether or not the 2 weeks really had an effect. So you have to divide the trial between streams pretty much. They only get longer and longer. Okay. I guess, Tima, this is not like a question of like spoilers or anything, but in terms of like class trial length, how would you say this trial's length compares to future trials? Like, is this like, you know, is this as short as it gets, or is this like a medium trial length, or like, you know, what should I really expect going forward into the next class trials? Because I mean, I like the class trials a lot, mostly because I don't have to necessarily read everything, right? Because you guys know, uh, when I have to read stuff, it tends to strain my voice a bit. And so the class trials I like because you know there's voice acting, right? So it makes it easier on me, and because there's voice acting, it lets me pay attention a bit more to the dialogue. So that's why I like the class trials so much. This one is slightly below average length. Okay, so slightly below average. Wow. I mean, I felt like this one was, well, we covered it in one stream. So this class trial took about roughly 2 hours and like 40 minutes. So the fact that the class trials get longer than this, okay, that's fine. I mean, I can work with that. I just want to know how things will unfold in the end. And I mean, we'll find out. In terms of like, so I think I was asked last week like if I was gonna play Danganronpa V2 and V3. And the question is, I don't know, because of how long the Danganronpa series is. It's hard to say whether I want to do version 2 and version 3. Like, yes, I do want to play them, but because of how long they are, it's like, I don't know. It's hard to say whether I want to go through another like long playthrough, because you guys know that my playthroughs for most games, like the playthrough will last maybe around 5 or 6 streams, and then I'll switch to like a new game because I'll have finished. But yeah, I highly recommend 2. I haven't played 3, but most people consider it good. I feel like all the Danganronpa games are good in some sense, but yeah, I'll have to figure out how I want to do 2 and 3, because it's either I do it the same way that I'm doing it right now, where I break it up into 3-hour streams, or I could do like a really long marathon, like a 6 to 7 hour, maybe even 8-hour stream of it. It depends. Uh, let's see. But you also have to watch some anime series after 2 before playing 3. Oh, okay, so I guess the anime provides more context in a way. Yeah. Um. hmm. I was gonna say like maybe I could use the anime to do the voice acting for me, but I think the anime is different from the actual game itself, because I know like the anime will usually cut out content in order to save time, right? So I doubt Danganronpa season 1 would provide me with adequate level of voice acting to fulfill like all the dialogue. It's fine though. I'll keep reading the dialogue. So we'll just go with what we got. But yeah, let's see. You don't watch Danganronpa the animation? Let's see. What do I watch? Because I feel like I want to watch season 1. after I finish like the game, right? Because obviously if I watch season 1, it's gonna spoil a bunch of stuff. It's called Danganronpa 3, and it's not an adaptation, it's just a continuation. Oh, okay. Interesting. Just a continuation. Okay. You need to research it because it's structured confusingly. Okay. Well, that's interesting to know, I guess. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So, yeah. Anyways, though, we are nearing 3 hours. But yeah, as I said, tomorrow, Walking Dead season 2, episode 3. Next week, Resident Evil 4 remake, 007 First Light. In terms of what game I want to introduce next, I'm not too sure. We haven't had I don't think I've ever played a horror game yet. Or no, I have. What am I saying? I played Silent Hill F. I was about to say I haven't played a horror game since I started VTubing. And then I thought about like my first game. Yeah, I played Silent Hill F. I played Resident Evil, if you want to consider that a horror game too. I was thinking of playing like Fatal Frame or something, but I'm not too sure. I'll look in my Steam library and see what else is there to play. Maybe I could even switch it up, try something new like Forza, right? Or you know what? GTA 6 maybe? Like, but GTA 6 won't come out for a while, so we'll see. Not too sure what I want to do, but you guys can just check the schedule, or I'll let you know on stream. So yeah. All right. Anyways, that's enough for me. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'll catch everyone tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, and yeah. Take care, guys. Thank you so much.